crafty friends, Carrie here. Today I'm doing a video for Friendly Junk Journal people's 12 Days of Christmas. This is the day one project, which is a Flowish journal. So I'm going to describe my process for you. The first thing I want to talk about is a cover. You can use anything you want for a cover. What I have chosen for my cover is a placemat. I saw this placemat and I just really loved it at the Dollar Tree. Actually, it's a plastic, not a cloth one, it's a plastic one. What I did was I took my crocodile punch and I just kind of eyeballed it to make holes. And what I did was I punched 3 holes. Let me get that where you can see that. Darn it. Okay, let's see. No, push. I'm going to try to get this thing centered. So I punched 1 hole in the middle, and then I punched 2 about, I guess a 1/4 inch or so to the sides at the top, and I did the same thing at the bottom. In the middle here, I punched 2 holes. I have a crocodile big bite, which allows you to go in 6 inches. But if you don't have that, you could use anything that you wanted to punch a hole with. You could use an awl, an ice pick. You could use scissors and make a little snip. I just do that because that's going to be where that's going to be my actual tie. Now then, I got this yarn that I had got sometime at a clearance thing, and it's this bulky, fibery yarn, and I just really liked it. And I should say, while I'm doing this video for Friendly Junk Journal people, I am actually making this journal to go out in a swap that I have that's due to go out. And for this journal, when I talked to my partner, the journal didn't have a specific style, but my partner said she really liked boho. So I kind of wanted to do a boho style, so that's what you're going to see. Anyway, so I took 1 piece of yarn and just put it through the 2 center holes to be my tie. And then the other yarn, flip it over here, I took 1 end of the yarn. Dang, I don't know why this is like, it's not getting everything in focus. Let me see if that's better. Okay. I'm trying a new tripod. I haven't done it before. So I'm trying a new tripod to try to do this. Okay. So I just took 1 end and put some washi tape on it so I could use it kind of like a needle. And then I just threaded this through. So what I ended up with was 2 pieces here, and then this here, which I'll trim this off, will be a 3rd one, which I will tie at the end because I still want to be able to tug it a little to make sure it's good and snug. So this is going to allow me to put 3 signatures in. Okay. So I just did this kind of like you would do for a Midori style traveler's notebook or something like that. So I'm going to lay this to the side, and I'm going to talk about what you put into a flow journal. So a Flowish journal is a takeoff on a book and a magazine called Flow out of the UK or the Netherlands. I think it's the Netherlands. That's for paper crafters, and it has a bunch of stuff in it, different types of papers, tags, bits and pieces that people can pull out. The idea for both the Flow book and for the magazine is you take it apart and you use it. So when we do Flowish journals in different groups, basically what we're doing is giving our partner a bunch of different types of paper and paper products that they can use. So when I go to do a flow journal, the one thing I do first is I collect my papers that I'm going to use, and then I usually collect a big pile of stuff over here that are different types of paper pieces that aren't sheets that I'm also going to add in. And then I usually have some little paper clips and stuff that I'm going to use as well. I have some washi tape that I'm going to use to help make some pockets because the flow journal, the idea is everything is removable and usable. So you don't want to glue things down like you might would in a junk journal. Okay, so let's see. First I have, this is just some pattern tissue paper. It's just a scrap of that I'm going to use and put in. This is a page out of a coloring book, which I thought had a boho feel to it that I'm going to include. And this particular coloring book, the pages are pretty heavyweight for a page. It's not like typewriter paper. Then I have a few pages because at one point I was really addicted to coloring and coloring books. I kind of go through phases. And so I have some pages that are pages that I did color that I pulled out that just have a boho vibe to me. To me, when I think of boho, I think of lots of colors. I think of free thinking, free flowing ideas, kind of a modern day hippie, honestly. So like that's a Mandela, you know, and just, and I think about flowers and, you know, so that's kind of how I interpret boho. So I have some of those pages there. Then I have some of these that I'm going to put in some of these. This is actually, I guess you can kind of see the shine on the camera. I have an Etsy shop, and so therefore I do a lot of printing of labels. And this is the sheet that the labels come stuck to. So this side is very slick. And then the opposite side just feels like a piece of paper. You can do different things on here and get different techniques and stuff using this paper. But I also like to use it sometimes just when I have something that's a little sticky, and I'll lay this down on my table and kind of use it for that. So I'm going to give her some of those. That actually goes into something else. Okay. Now these are actually some pages I pulled from one of my old art journals that I just kind of felt had kind of a boho-y type vibe. I don't know if this shows up. This says love is in the air, and then there's little gold hearts. And then on this side is just, like I said, it's just an art journal page. Same kind of here with this, and then but on the other side is a bunch of flowers I drew that says bloom where you are. So those are just a couple of art journal pages I had done in an old art journal. This, I really love this, and I got this in a swap. Probably, yeah, over a year ago, August of 2017. I get a lot of things in swaps, and honestly, I don't always use them. So I kind of have a pile of stuff that I've received in swaps that I go through from time to time, and I liked this. I liked this paper, which I think is like dyed with like watercolors or something. I'm not sure what she did to it, but it's really pretty. I really like it. I like this little tuck spot she has in the back, which is like a cutout that's like lights and stuff. Oops. Then on the inside, she's got this cool car. There's this kind of like tag thing she made. There's this little pocket, the rhinestones, a little sheet of paper from some type of a little thing. So I like that, and that's going to be one of my pages. It's going to go in. And then I have this, which is also something I got from a swap. I don't know if this person didn't sign hers, so I don't know. But I like that. I thought that has a boho vibey to it to me. And that's actually where this card fell out of. It fell out of this little tuck spot here. And there was a little envelope that was tucked in that has some little heart punch outs. So I'm going to leave that in there. And so this is going to be one of my pages. Okay, this is actually scrapbook paper. It's a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. This is out of a pad that I don't think is in print anymore. And I can't remember what it's called right now. But anyway, I really like that. And so what I did, because it's 12 inches long, which is too long, I just folded it up a little bit. Now you'll notice that other than those two that were already made for me, I'm not folding anything in half because I'm not going to. I'm just going to kind of let it bend in the signature, kind of rounded. It's supposed to make it a crease. That way it's flatter for her to be able to use. Oh, this is another page out of an art journal. It was just some stuff I was practicing, different things that I was drawing, and it just so happens I just kind of thought, kind of came out with kind of a boho feel, so I'm going to throw that in there. This is scrapbook paper, but this is very lightweight. Same thing, I just kind of folded it up. I just kind of like the little flowers. This is out of a K & Company book, and I don't remember which one this is, but I love this paper. And this has got glitter all over it. I don't know if that's picking up on there, but it's a paisley with glitter. And there again, I just folded it up on one side. This is also out of that same pad. This is a scrapbook paper. I actually got this at Tuesday morning, and it was a pack. I think I got like 25 sheets of the exact same thing. This is actually a Heidi Grace paper. I don't see that it has a name, does it? Yeah, it does. It's called Flower. Okay, very original name. Anyway, the back side is kind of brown with dots, but then the front side is this pretty. So I'm never going to use 25 sheets of the same thing, so I would do this. This is out of one of the paper pads that I don't, there again, remember the name of. But I just really, I like that. It's also very glittery and sparkly. Love the colors. This is out of a K & Company. I think it's K Sarah. Not positive, but it's a double-sided paper. This is out of Marrakesh. This is one of the hot buy pads. I didn't use a lot of that. I just really like that paper for a boho vibe. But I don't want to use a lot of my Michael's hot buy pads because anybody can get those. And this, I'm not sure which pad this is out of, but I like the nebulous type thing. Okay, now we're getting into some other papers. So I have a Horizon book that I actually got because I really love the cover. I'm going to turn it into either a fairy journal or a grimoire or something like that. I just haven't done it yet. But it has some really neat pictures. So, and this is the volume documenting 1968 or something like that. So you actually see the hippie things. But there again, that still reminds me of boho, because when I think of boho, I kind of think of a more modern day hippie. And I thought that was a really cool picture, so I'm putting this page in. Because this would be way too big to go into the journal, it would be too long. I'm just going to put it in like this and just count it as one page. I mean, I guess I could tear it apart and count it as two, but I'm only counting it as one page. The journal that I'm making, we have to have at least 30 pages, 30 papers. Okay, so then this is out of that same book. I really loved that picture. I thought that was so neat. And then when you open it up on the inside, I love that. And I really, that's gorgeous. I love that. I mean, the back is just a magazine article. But that's another page I'm going to share with her. This is actually for this side. This is out of a cat clothing catalog. I just think that that dress, that flow is kind of a very kind of boho-ish type thing. The long dress with the little boots. So I'm going to put that in there. This is a cover off of a catalog for books, and I just love this woman on the front, and I just thought that was so perfect to go into a boho style journal. This is out of, what is it called? The Art of Botanical Illustrations that I have. And I love this book, and for that matter, the Horizon book, because they are sewn in signatures, which means I can just go in and snip them. I don't have to rip the pages out. I like that factor. So that one in particular I really liked. So I thought that would be a neat book page to share with her, something she probably wouldn't have. This is out of that same book. So I just thought I would share these pages with her. This is out of Country Diary of a, oh my goodness, now I can't remember it. I'll remember it soon. I don't have that book laying this. Oh, do I have it? Yes, I do. Wait a minute. The Country Diary of a Edwardian Lady. And it also has sewn in signatures, so I really like that. And it has like an age-look paper. It has like a handwritten type look in the book. So I thought I would share one of those with her. This is some tissue paper. Some of you may recognize that. That's from Tim Holtz. But I love this tissue paper. I love the feel. It's not like a regular tissue paper. So anyway, I'm sharing this one with her. I think this was out of Theodosian Square paper pad from Hobby Lobby, but I just like the print. And there again, I folded it up. So these are going to kind of become like little mini pockets, and what I'll do with them is I'll take a little bit of this washi tape, like this, and just kind of, this washi tape, if you're careful, you can peel right up off of scrapbook paper without doing any damage. So I'll kind of do this with all of these, and this will give me pockets to stick my other paper crafting goodies in. So that's what I'm going to kind of do, show you that. But I'll be doing that to all of them. This is a calendar page. It's actually a recent one. It's a 2018 calendar. But I got these calendars in a grab bag at Michael's. I got like tons of calendars in it. And these had different colors. And this to me just had such a boho vibe. I just loved it. And there again, it's a little too long, so I just folded up this. And I'll do the same thing with it. I'll just turn this little thingy here into a little pocket. The reason I'm doing the tape is just when I put stuff in, I don't want it to fall right out the sides in shipping or something. Then this is another calendar page that I love. That yellow building, the pink flowers and the blue door. So that's that. Okay, then these, now these are older calendars. I don't even know what year these are from. Oh, 2009. Okay, so they're a little bit older. But I loved that picture. I thought that was so terrific. And then I liked that one. So I pulled these two papers out of this calendar to throw in. This is another Tim Holtz piece of tissue that I pulled off for her. Folded it in half. This is actually cardstock. I just loved the color, so I'm adding it in. And same as this is just a little piece of pink cardstock. I just like the color. This is another thing that I got it Tuesday morning. I got a whole pack of this. And so this is kind of like a corrugated paper. It's smooth on this side. It's called a gray corrugate sheet. What do you know? Anyway, so it's a corrugated paper, and I just thought that was neat, so I'm going to include it. And it probably is not going to want to bend as easy. I probably should have made a paper pocket. Well, okay, I'll fit it in there somehow. We'll see. Okay, now other little goodies that I'll be putting into the pockets. This is some gorgeous black lace that I got at Goodwill, I believe. I go there and rummage through their craft stuff. And I just thought that's so neat. So I'm going to tuck that into a pocket somewhere. Here's a couple of little card things that I had started. I actually, well, this one you can't see it on the back because it's a dark blue, and I probably should have used a white ink pad or something. But then like this one, I used my postcard stamp on. So I am going to include those in there because I like the colors and the butterflies. This is just a little post-it pad. I just liked. This is another thing. Came in some swap. Okay. This is from a swap that I received where I had done a tag exchange. And so a lot of these things I have them and I have them put up and I go through and I look at them and they're pretty. But I just thought that had a really neat boho vibe, so I decided that I'm going to share it with her. And it's pretty on the back. This is a Memory Dex card that I got in a swap. And there again, I like the vibe. To me, that's like a boho vibe. And this was from Maria de Jesus when her and I had swapped. So, but and I just, there again, I thought that was that. This is something that I tore out of something that was probably some kind of book page or something. I don't know. It's got a little tuck here. I just like the little vibe for it, so I'm going to share that. This is from a swap that I got, I don't know, several years ago. And they're just journaling cards. And I can't remember who made them, I'm sorry. People don't always sign their work. That little tag came from that same swap, I know that. This is something else that I got in some swap that I did. And I just liked it, so I'm going to add that in. This came from a swap, I think this was a Valentine's Day swap. And I'm assuming this is a little Disney princess, but I also thought it could be a gypsy. So I'm throwing that in there. There again, I didn't make this. This was from something in a swap where I had taken it and put it into my little embellishment stash. And this is so cool. This was a cutout that I got in a swap. These are some little punched flowers that I got in a swap that I'm going to share. This is from a swap. I think this one might have been at Christmas time. But I thought that was kind of cool, so I'm going to put that in there. This is just a little tag from some little tag book. I got this in a swap from somebody. I wish I could be more specific on the somebodies. Same with that. Kind of a gypsy-ish type feel to it. This was actually a Valentine's Day thing. And it was a little scratch off. And I actually went in and I had doodled with the little pick thing into the flower. And then I had just added like words like peace and believe and love and hope. And I thought, that was something I played around with, but I thought that would be cute to throw in here. This was from a swap. I believe this came from the same swap that the little die cut princess came from. And it's just a little envelope. There's nothing actually in it, but it's just a little envelope, which I figure could, be used in a journal. It's really cute. And I'm not doing very good at winding it back together. There we go. Well, anyway, so that's going to go in there. I have a ton of washi samples from when I do swaps, either ones that I've made up to swap or ones that I've received to swap, and I just love these flowery ones, so I'm going to stick those in there. Now, these are some old postcards. I had bought a batch of old postcards off of eBay. So this one is from Thailand, and it's from 1966, and it has the stamps from Thailand on it. This one is from France. Put it down here where you guys can see it. And it's from 1977, and it has the French stamps and postmark. And this one is from Canada, and it's from 69, and it's got a Canadian stamp. And this one, I'm going to show you, okay, this one is from Mexico, and it's from 1968. That's when the message is dated, and it's got the stamp from Mexico on it. So I thought those would be, because when I also think of boho, I think of traveling and free-flowing and all of that kind of stuff. This is just the front of a card. I'll do that sometimes when I receive cards. I'll tear off the front piece and keep it to use it in a project. Same thing here. This is, I tore off of a card that I had received. That might have been a birthday card. Oh, okay. And then this is, I don't know where I got it from. Probably in a swap. It just kind of looks like a little suitcase or a trunk or something, and I thought it was cute. This is a couple of little coloring squares. I have enough Project Life cards, yeah, that's what they're called, probably to, you know, last me a lifetime. But they're one of the things that I'm obsessed with, and if I find them on sale or on clearance, I feel the obsession to purchase them. So what I did was I went through my stash of Heidi Swap, Project Life, and I just picked out ones that to me have that kind of boho-y feel to them. And I just picked them out, and I'm just going to add them in. So I had some little ones, and then I had some big ones that just, you know, to me have that kind of vibey feel, that boho-y vibey feel that I'm gonna, so I'm going to be putting those into a pocket somewhere. Oh, this is getting long, and I haven't even started putting it together. This is packaging from a Halloween dimensional things, but I liked that, and I had kept it for that. These are little elephants, which to me are kind of boho-y. I got in some swap. These are stickers that I got in a swap that I thought had that same kind of feel. Here again, stickers I got in a swap that I just thought had that boho type feel. This is a stencil, and I actually got several of these in one of those Michael's grab bags. So it's not like I'm going to use the same stencil over and over again. This is just an envelope, just a pink envelope, which I probably will stick in. And then a couple of napkins. I got this one here with the bright colors, and then this one with the flowers. Those will probably go in kind of like pages. Okay. So let me set all my goodies aside, because they will go in last anyway. Well, the envelope will probably go in like a page, and so will the napkins. But the rest of the stuff is going to go in pockets. Oh, and then I forgot, I have a little flower that I got in some swap somewhere, or off of something, because it was stuck to something at one time. Then I have some little paper clips that I just tied some little things on, some little, you know, eyelashy trim stuff. And I have one that's a little star that I tied that, and I have one big pink one, because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I think I'm going to kind of wedge that in there like that, and kind of use that to hold that flower in the actual journal when I do it. I'm thinking. We'll see if that works. So anyway, I'll set my little paper clips aside. All right, so to start assembling, I will open up my cover and lay it out. Take these two off for now. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of start. I don't think I'm going to put washi tape on this page. Put that in. Put a piece of cardstock in. Put that one to the side. I like my things to be mixed up. I don't like everything, you know. Anyway, this is what I do. I just slide these in. Now, if you didn't have something like this to punch, if you were using something like cardstock or something for a cover, you can lay your papers in and then just take some yarn or some lace or some trim or whatever and just tie it, you know, because like I said, you want this to be removable. So let me add in a calendar page. I think I'll add in another calendar page, but I'll add in this yellow one. I'll add in a piece of scrapbook paper. I'll add in one of my book pages. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, what else do I want to add in? Oh, maybe I'll add in the catalog page. I'll add in another. I like my pages to be mixed up a little bit, so I may even rearrange these later. We'll see. Here, what else do I add? Oh, I think I'll add this page in. And let me see, I think I'll add this page in. This one. I think I'll let this one in, but I think I'm gonna move it back a few. Actually, maybe I'll put it in between these two back here. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's good for one signature. And then I'm just going to try to kind of just round them over, which actually with this corrugated sheet's a little bit harder. That's all right. Okay. So then I'm going to get another page. And I'm going to stick it in this way. Okay. I'm going to put it on the coloring sheets. Yeah, the corrugated one is not going to stay. Okay. The coloring sheet. Oh, I didn't close these up. Oh, darn. Oh, I can, because I do things like that. I'll probably have to add those after I'm off video because I can't get up. I'm pinned in. And I just threw them on the floor. Okay, I'm going to add in this page. We're at 3. I think I'll add in the tissue. Oops. 4. I'm going to add in the embroidery lady diary page. Okay, so I've got enough there now that it's kind of starting to hold up to the corrugated paper that doesn't want to stay bent. Okay. Okay, I think I'll put in one of these. Let me go ahead and take it off first. these pages. Come on. Coloring page. I think I want to put in this cover page. Okay. I think I'm going to add in a journal page. And anyway, as you can see, you just kind of keep going and adding pages and adding pages. And I'm just adding another, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't like the glitter. Dang, that one doesn't like it either. What's going on? Huh. Be nice, washi tape. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I know. I'm going to add in this paper here. I'm just going to add all 3 sheets in together. Okay, and then this set, I kind of just take them all, get them together. Kind of sort of figure out where the myth is, and then just kind of roll them over. Okay. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to take this one right now. Okay. So 1, 2. 4. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. Oh, you know, worked out perfectly. 12. 13. Okay, so now that I got those stacked, I'm going to take my 2 strings. I'm just going to tug them a little to make sure I've got the other 2 tight. And I'm going to kind of push this down in the middle and then pull. Kind of hold it. Yep, hold it. I'm not real good at this. Put that through. And tie. And then just because I think it would be cute, I bow here in the middle. And then I'm going to take my scissors and clip off the rest of that and remove it. And then I'm going to clip off a little bit of this one because it's kind of frayed. Remove it. All right. Then I will take my middle signature. Where is it? Yeah, here we are. Okay. And then I want to go ahead and bend it a little bit. Okay. So I want you to see when this closes, it's going to be a biggie. That's a nice big full journal. But now what I'm going to do is come in here and work on getting some of my stuff in. So I have this lace, and actually what I think I'm going to do with it is I'm going to kind of fold it up like so. And okay. So this is my, wait a minute, I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is my, okay, this is my front cover. I gotta think which way I'm going. Okay, so this is my front cover and this is the top. And, whoopsie, I'm gonna take this big clip here. And I'm gonna see if I can do this the way I want to do it. No, I don't think. At least not at the top. Squish that down. Let me see if I can wedge this in here. Yes, I can wedge that in there. And this, come here. Dang, blasted. Sorry. While I was doing that, I knocked the little stone that was on there out. So, okay, I don't know whether you guys could see what I did. I just kind of paper clipped this down. Then I knocked the little jewel out. So I'm going to squish a little tacky glue in here. And stick this oopsie, come here thing. Stick this rhinestone back in there on the flower. Okay. All right, so here we go. We got a pocket, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just start sticking. Although it does not appear that my washi tape wants to stick to glittery things. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick a couple of things in that pocket. Flip over till I get to my next pocket, which is a pink one. I think I'm gonna put this little girl in here. I think that's cute. Another pocket, okay. I think I'm gonna stick in my little thing there. What have I got here? I've got where my stupid thing, okay. Okay, and then I got this pocket here. I think I'll stick my little postcards in that I made. This is slippery paper. Then I'll stick these couple of sticker sheets in here. I don't think I'll stick anything in that one. Come over here to this one. I think I'm gonna stick a little elephants in. Okay. Over here, I think. Stick this in. washi tape at? Okay, thing, come on. Oh, sorry this is taking so long. That's the problem with start to finish videos. Sometimes they take a while. Okay. I think I'm going to take my larger project life cards and stick them in here. Okay. Come to the center pocket. Actually, I think I'll probably stick those someplace else. I'm going to stick these in here. And come over here to this one. I think I'm going to stick these card pieces in here. And kind of stick that down so hopefully it won't come open. I think I'm going to stick my postcards in this pocket. So I'm hoping that, you know, she will really like this and be able to use all this stuff when she's making journals. Okay, fold that over. Now you could crease if you wanted to. I just really didn't want to crease all the stuff down. Because like I said, I'd like for her not to have lots of folds. So I'll put my washi tape into this one. So there's my washi tape samples. I think that's probably all I'm going to stick in for this signature. Okay, then onto my back signature. Okay, I don't think I'll stick anything in that one, but okay, oops. Okay, my yellow pocket. I think I'm going to stick this little envelope and maybe this little card. Okay, and then I got this one. I think I'm going to stick these little cutout pieces in here. Okay. Not the one where the tape didn't seem to stick down. Let me try that again. Stick some of these little things in here. Get over here to this one. Try to get my washi tape to stick. Unless there's any problem pulling it off. Okay, I think I'm going to stick these little tags in here. Then come up to the yellow pocket. I'm going to stick this one in there. Okay. Now. Okay, I'm going to take some paper clips. And I'm also going to take like a few of my small. And I'll stick them on a paper clip. I'll stick these on this page. And then I'll take a few more. So I made up a bunch of little clips. So I kind of want to get some of them in too. And then just come find like a page that I don't have anything stuck to. Or any pockets or whatever. And I'll just go ahead and stick in some little cards. I think I'll do that on one of these back pages here. I think I'll do this one from the top instead of from the bottom. Stick that here. Stick my little star paper clip. Come on. Okay, come on. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Ta-da. Looks like a star. Okay. paper clip. Take some more of these. A couple more of these. And I don't know. Maybe here. Maybe I'll do this one from the top too. Sticking my little paper clips. My threads are hanging out. Okay, one more paper clip and one more batch of cards. Maybe I'll stick that one here. Okay. Now my little Post-it pad. My idea is that I am just going to stick this onto the back cover because it's a Post-it pad and it's not going to work. Okay, skip that idea. We'll have to stick it into a pocket. I will just stick it in this last pocket back here. All right, now I did have my 2 napkins fall, so I'm going to have to get them off the floor, and I can't do that while I'm on camera. So we have all of this done. You have all your signatures. Have that. Close it up. This is a large journal. Now, yours don't necessarily have to be this big. That's just how mine turned out. I do have a lot of bulky paper in there, so it depends on what kind of paper. Anyway, then for the closure, I'm just taking this yarn. I'm just tying it. I'm going to tie it in a bow because I wanted to be able to untie it easily. Tie it in a bow. That looks like a bit of excessive length. So I'm going to come down here. Now that I've tied it and know how big it is, trim this off. And then to kind of keep it from fraying, I'm just going to make a little loop knot down here on the very ends. Like this. And then I probably will actually just fray these little pieces out just a little bit here on the ends. I don't know, you guys can't see that. Okay. So what I did was I just took this, did a little loop knot, and then I just kind of untwisted and frayed it out a little bit. All right. And that is my Bohemian themed Flowish junk journal. Which, you know, there again, if I smash the pages down a bit more, it could be a little bit smaller. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video and have fun creating your own Flowish journal for the 12 days of Christmas on Friendly Junk Journal Junkie People.